Hi, everybody. Justine Froelker, author, speaker, certified Daring Way, and Dare to Lead Facilitator, and we're going to do a mini shame teach. And for those of you who have followed me for any amount of time or have come to any of my trainings or workshops or intensives, you know how passionate I am about the shame teach. Here is the deal. You've heard me say it lots, and I need to shout it very loud during this time. Shame will never, ever, ever be motivating for change. Ever. And fear might be. I think for some people, fear could be motivating for change. However, when you couple it with shame, it is not. Shame, I am bad, based on self. Guilt, I did something bad, based on behavior. We all have shame, except if you meet criteria for sociopathology, which is not very many people. We all have shame. None of us like to talk about it, and the less we talk about it, the more it writes our entire story and suffocates our light and prevents us from serving the world and connecting with other people. Because when I am in my shame self-talk, my self-talk is I'm such an idiot, I'm such a failure, no one cares, no one can help me, just crawl in a hole and die. Like that's how, when it's bad, which right now when fear is bad, like it's easy for our heads to go there. And so why am I talking about shame during a global health crisis? Because now that we have started to move toward this place of we need to stay home, choose the greater good, we are now moving toward and seeing a lot of shaming happening, like shaming people into staying home, shaming people into making better choices. And especially when you put it into social media and you're commenting and shaming on someone's post that you don't necessarily have a personal relationship with, it will never be motivating for change. Because here's the deal. When I shame you into change, probably one or two things happen. One, the rebellion part of our brain, which some of us, that rebellion part of our brain is way stronger than others, will be like, F you. You're not going to tell me what to do. And then I go out and do what I want anyways, right? Like defeats the purpose. But more than that, usually what happens if I'm shaming you into change, oftentimes because shame is so suffocating and shame can take you down a hole so quickly that it'll be like, you don't change because you don't feel like you're worthy of change. Guilt is actually motivating for change. If I mess something up, if I screwed something up, if I hurt someone, and I know it's not who I want to be or who I was created to be, there's cognitive dissonance between those things. That doesn't feel good. And so I'm motivated to change my behavior to be who I know I was created to be who I want to be aligned with my values. However, if I am if I'm in shame and I don't feel like I'm worthy of love and belonging and that I'm just a piece of crap, why would I change anything about my life to improve it? So when you shame someone, and I'm going to, you know what? I'll throw in judgment in that too. You're not helping serve the greater good. What would it be like for you to step out of shame and judgment and maybe reserve these conversations for people who you love and have relationship with and vulnerability with, and not someone you're just connected with on social media? That includes sending messages, even if they come from the goodness of your heart about what you've just seen on social media and you don't think it's safe or right. Check your intention. If there is any fear, scarcity, or shame within that message or that comment, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and become self-aware about what this is bringing up for you, because it's more about your stuff than it is about what's going on with that person that you're trying to redirect or shame or judge or help. We change because someone sees the potential in us and we feel their love and care and connection to us and belief in us. That is why we change. We don't change because someone tells us that we're not good enough or doing good enough or that we are not enough. Shame will never be motivating for change. So just stop it. Plus, especially as adults, I hope we have very few people in our lives who outright shame us because frankly, we do a good enough job of shitting on ourselves. We don't need people to shit on us for us. And so, stop shaming yourself also. Because again, it's not motivating for change. Shame will never motivate you or anyone else into making daily, sustainable change for the better. Daily, sustainable change for the better comes from love and empathy and courage. They are your superpowers. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.